Hi everybody, Martin Cowan, contributing editor for tnoooz, back again. I've got Roberto da Re, who's the founder of TravelLedger, which is a relatively new concept. It's a blockchain-based standards for financial payments. It is a lot more interesting than that might sound. Roberto's been working very hard, I know, to get this project off the ground. So maybe, Roberto, if you could just sort of explain to me and our viewers what exactly it is that you're doing and why you think the industry needs a blockchain-enabled financial settlement standard.
Well, first of all, just to give people a bit of context, my background, I'm also the founder of Dolphin Dynamics, and so I have worked in the back office area for travel companies for 20 years. And one of the big problems has always been when looking at the back office payment area in travel is the whole invoicing, reconciliation, payments and all of that. While for BSP, for the airlines, you have BSP as the central clearinghouse and payment system, and everything is standardized, everything is automated. When you look at products that are non-air, there isn't a standard, there isn't a standard way for companies to bill each other or to pay each other or anything like that. So that's where I've always looked at that area and thought, wouldn't it be great if there was a standard way for companies to do business and to exchange data the way that it works for the airline and distribution side of it. That was the idea. Then when blockchain, smart contract, when this new technology started to really take hold over the last 18 months, I saw the opportunity to leverage that technology for a very real-life application. We were talking yesterday about how the blockchain, there's a lot of hype around it and all of that, but we believe this is a real-life, today and now benefit of using the distributed nature of a ledger to allow companies to exchange data in a reliable, fast and very cost-effective way, and then automate everything on top of that data. So started with the billing, so imagine an electronic invoice that exchanged between two entities within travel, and then the settlement, so the payments that can happen either directly on the platform or even outside the platform, but the fact that it's all recorded on the same ledger and on the same platform allows both parties to always know that there is one record, one source of truth, if you like, that they can rely on. So it allows for things like immediate billing, immediate reconciliation, tracking of all the transactions, and there are a number of use cases that we looked at to say, right, this is where this technology can provide that benefit.
So there was as you saw it, there was a problem in the industry.
Yeah.
And you were thinking, how on earth can I solve this? How can I crack this? And then blockchain appeared. So at what point did you realise that blockchain and the smart contracts had become substantial and robust enough for you to be able to drop your day job with Dolphin Dynamics and take on TravelLedger full time? I'm just wondering, presumably it took a while for you to make that decision. So I'm just wondering, was there a moment when you thought, right, blockchain is here, it's real, it works, let's go for it?
It's very much when about 8 months ago, Ethereum, Ethereum is one of the smart contract platforms, started to be implemented in real life projects. So Ethereum really stepped up and people understood, me included, the difference between just looking at kind of Bitcoin and the basic blockchain and the potential that the smart contract platform can deliver. And it got to a maturity level, and I could see other projects really starting to use that technology, and that's when I thought, okay, this is robust enough, proven enough to start to be used in a real life environment. And one important difference is that while blockchain is very much a way to distribute data, smart contract technology is a way to have distributed applications. So it's not just distributing data, but you actually have logic that can run on multiple computers across the globe.
Okay, so now you're in the blockchain business. I mean, you must look at the other projects out there. I mean, I know on tnoooz we've been covering blockchain for a while, and our inboxes are inundated with new blockchain projects. I mean, do you look at the whole sort of travel landscape, and just generally, I mean, do you think blockchain is now a viable platform across the industry, or is it just very, very specific use cases such as the one that you've identified where blockchain will come into its own and can be that sort of disruptive technology that it has the potential or is claimed to be?
There are two aspects to it. There is one which is blockchain can definitely be an enabler to automate and improve on existing processes. And that's very much the use case that we're looking at. We're basically saying we're not changing the business model, we are just using the technology to automate something that already happens today. And we fit into that category. Then there's another category of some of the other projects that are there where they're saying we're going to use blockchain as a disruptive technology to change the business model, to do something completely different. Obviously, there are two slightly different things. There is the potential to disrupt. The technology is definitely disrupting in the payment space, is disrupting in the commercial space as well. But obviously, in a way, those projects are a bit more challenging in the sense that they're looking to really change the way the business operates. We are taking the approach that at least initially we want to focus on something that says you don't need to change your processes, you can do business the way you do business, you can just do it more efficiently by leveraging technology that is now available. Okay,
so you think blockchain does, you say it has the potential to disrupt, or is it already disrupting?
I think it's already disrupting especially in the payment space. Some of the other areas, but 2018 is definitely the year where we'll see a lot of the projects that everybody was talking about in 2017. 2018 is when those projects will go to market. And I think by the end of the year, we'll really be able to see if the opportunity, if they live up to the expectation that they created. Okay. But my gut feeling is that some of the businesses will disrupt massively certain sectors and certain spaces. Not everything. The risk, and which I've seen happening a little bit as well, is everybody's trying to shove everything down the blockchain smart contract. A little bit like in the early days of the internet. You know, everybody thought, oh, the internet is going to change everything. The internet changed a lot of businesses. Other businesses didn't necessarily change. It just became an enabler for those businesses to be more more efficient.
Okay, so if you think it's 2018 is the year when a lot of these sort of blockchain projects are going to come to market. 2020, how many of those that come to market do you think are going to be around?
Probably 25%, something like that. And there's definitely going to be
an OTA landscape where there's a couple of really big blockchain providers that are almost dominating, or is there going to be room for smaller businesses within that?
I think that there will be smaller businesses as well, but as we've seen, as I said, the rise of the internet is the perfect example. There's many companies, then they shrunk, economies of scale kicked in. You still have main players and smaller players that are the ones that normally innovate and sometimes grow to bigger players. That's the natural evolution of business, and I think the blockchain technology, all this space, is probably going to follow the same path, the same development. The keys are being early movers, getting traction early, and the approach that we're taking in order to ensure adoption is to say, let's get all the various players in the industry to come together, which is the whole point of the alliance. Is not just one company, but we have several technology companies as part of our team, as part of our group, to say we as an industry believe that there is an opportunity for this standard to deliver benefits to the industry. So if we can get that early adoption, if we can get that adoption with some of the bigger players and get some traction, then that will definitely enable us to grow. And that applies to any business in this space.
Okay, well, thanks very much for making the time to talk to tnoozLIVE at TTE. Best of luck with TravelLedger, and when we do this in 2020, I'll bring a recording of this and remind you of what you said. So, yeah. All right, Roberto da Re, thank you very much.
Thank you, Martin.
Bye. Okay, that's Roberto da Re. We're almost getting through to the end of our tnoozLIVE at TTE. Another couple of interviews taking place over the next half an hour or so. So stay tuned, as they say, and we'll be back shortly. Thanks very much.